Hello? Little boy Boogie. Hey, 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 hey. You in it, and you got to come out. I felt so good when I'm Boogie did the same. Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk, and you talk. You knocks me out off of my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. How, 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 how. How. Hey, hey. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. When you walk, and you talk. You knocks me out off my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. How. Hey.
Hi guys, it's Alex speaking. Today I'm your streamer, and I will be here today with Brandon.
Ah,
Hi Brandon.
hello?
So we are. I hope we are online. Let me check if it's so or not. Um,
Yeah.
and we will start. So guys, you remember me? I was doing some um, paint overs and tattoo shop. Yeah, some paint overs for tattoo shop last time, and I hope you were enjoying it. So today I'll do something similar, but not that much because it will be kind of brand new concept art, not a paint over for 3D from the game engine. that we were doing last time. This time, I will describe you what we will do this time. Okay. So let me switch my scene in OBS, and I will. One sec, guys. Ooh, why everything so slow? So, one second, please. Okay. Yep. Opening. Hope you can see my Photoshop. Hope you can see it right now, guys. So, this one is a quick paint over I did for development of Town Square. And the building on the left was quite boring, and we decided that we need to make redesign of it, right? Oh, one second, guys. I'm at the same time I'm streaming to some Russian service for my Russian viewers who would like to learn concept art and interested in Identity Project 2. So sometime I will switch from English to Russian to answer their question, if you don't mind. Ребята, Брэндон — это комьюнити-менеджер проекта Identity RPG, для которого, собственно, я и делаю эти концепты. Вот. Как всегда, чувствуйте свободно, задавайте вопросы, я с удовольствием на них на все отвечу. Yeah, guys, as usually, please feel free to ask any questions, and if you want to ask questions directly to me, please type Nicotine X or something like that. I'll show you. So it will be easier for me to find questions that were addressed to me. Okay.
Sure, that sounds awesome.
Great. So.
You know,
Okay, so we decide to redesign this building on the left, and I'm not sure if you can see selection, but I hope that this one you will see. Oh. Like this building, right? So I did some sketches, quick sketches for John, and we choose one, and this is the chosen one. This is the sketch that we choose as the direction for a new concept for this building, how it will look like. Rather than the gray box, we will try to achieve some kind of more complex architecture and add a space through big glasses and columns that will add air in the bottom part of the building, right? Wow. So for players, what I mean for players, they will have more space for running around and all this stuff, so they don't need to be smashed by walls of near buildings, right? So to make last time people were really surprised how fast I can draw stuff like this tattoo shop. We spent like hour and a half and did the whole concept, right? Actually, yeah, it was fast, but most of the job was done the day before. When I was thinking, because drawing for my job is just, I think, 5% of my job, right? Because, to be honest, it's really easy to paint and draw. But most of my job is to think about things that we would like to draw and that will be pleasant for player eye to see in a game, or interesting, for example, for players, interesting for 3D modelers to model, right? And interesting for animators to animate. But mostly I doing environment, so it's all freaking static. So yeah, last time I did all job the day before, so the only one that left was just to draw it. And as you remember, I did some preparations. I create some custom painting on the wall the day before, and all these other things. And actually, all design was done in my mind before. So this time, I didn't have much time to be prepared, but I did some to be able to at least achieve some kind of finalized version of this concept. Okay, we wouldn't put it into town square environment because we don't need it right now. When we just begin to sketch it, I got a model of original DMC building from John, and my restriction was to put this building into the same footprint as original building. So
Ah,
guys wouldn't need to move other buildings around and think about how to put it in. Why? What does DMC mean? I don't know. I believe it's changed abbreviature and acronym, and it's the building where a player will get a driver license and all this kind of shit.
okay.
How we gonna get jobs? People asking. I don't know, guys. Finish school, finish university. It will really gives you a job, you know. So this is the sketch, and yesterday I spent some time and made a really quick 3D block out for this sketch. So it will really help us to save some time. Let's begin. For the very beginning, I'll try to remove sky. I mean, like what should be a sky in this render from model. And first of all, I would like to actually fix perspective because I don't want to spend time catching 3-point perspective. So I will change it a bit so it will be 2-point perspective for me, and to make it much more easier for me to draw. Like I will be able to make verticals, not angled verticals, as for 3-point perspective, right? So to separate things easily, I create another path of render with the material ID for myself. So now I can just use a magic wand to select whatever I need. So for example, if I select all this guy on this layer, and I will just stupid me. Mi scusi, signore. Stupid me. I forgot to select both layers to adjust perspective. Sorry, guys. Let's do it again. Don't worry, guys. It's okay to make mistakes.
You learn from them.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll select sky, we'll delete it, you know. You see how fast I can do it. And to avoid things like this, uh, I actually I was too stupid again. I actually make this picture bigger than I need in the result, right? So when I bring it back to required scale, everything will look smoother where it needs to be, and everything will look sharper where it needs to be. Now everything okay. Yep. Sorry guys, I was doing some pixel art before, so forgot to change setup for Photoshop. Sorry guys. Okay, and again, Sky, please, can we delete Sky somehow? Thank you. Okay, and now we will just put something that I would like to see from my reference photo. And as you remember, I have tons of photos. They all was bought sometime before. My butter and bread, you know, is my stuff that helped me to work all this stuff out really quick. And as you can see, according to my render, we don't have a sun in the shot because the sun is actually behind our left shoulder. So I would like to find the sky where I don't have sun first of all, and some clouds that have at least kind of correct light setup, right? So this light scenario from the left behind of camera. This one I actually really like, and it actually have enough scale for me. As I mentioned before, not this time but last time, I really like to set up a mood for myself first, and I'm doing it by setting up a background of the picture, right? So after that my brain starts to understand where everything is going on and
Nice.
what will going on next. So, and it really helps to set up your light before you start to paint, and draw. So you will understand where you can put a nice shadow, when you can put a nice highlight, and it all helps with composition, right? So horizon line should be somewhere in the middle, like here. So I'll bring it down a bit so we will have correct perspective. And I want to make this one kind of sunny and shiny because about the mood of the building, I really want to make something, let's say, really friendly. And I was planning to make a little cafeteria here on the third floor, so players will be able to sit in the cafeteria, have some coffee, for example, and look at a town square and having chat and all this shit that we all love when we're not shooting each other. Because looking around the latest trends in the game industry,
Yeah.
people really love to shoot each other.
Yeah.
Like
You're right.
this PUBG made something insane,
Yeah.
I think, with people.
Very popular. Very popular.
Insanely, yeah. Let's remove. Yeah, okay. I'll quickly remove this harsh line from the render and this one too. It will be softer. Maybe a bit like this, yeah. Cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. For now, I just wanna prepare overall geometry because I didn't spend much time on a 3D model, right? I was working on more significant stuff for me, like um, have really quick 3D blockout because it's not my final product, right? I'm doing what I'm doing is a concept art that will be painted over it. So
Yeah.
so my render could have some artifacts that I wouldn't like to see, like this one. Mm-hmm. 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 Good. Good enough? Hope so. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And this one too. Now I'm trying to fix my mask a bit, with in the place where we have some blurry um, lines. It will help me to work in the future, to avoid them in the future. So because as I always tell, for concept artists, the most important part is to be efficient as hell.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to spend their money and time on, especially if you're working as a freelancer. Guys, you
Yes.
you never want to work as a freelancer if you concept artist. At least I'm enjoying it, right? But I,
Yeah.
I'm a bit sick, maybe. I really like I really like some huge challenges and stressful situations.
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. More or less, okay. Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I can select my ground and add it here. Sorry if I'm too quiet from time to time, it's just because I'm trying to think and draw simultaneously.
No, it's good. I've
So,
never seen this process before, and it's very involved, and I'm learning stuff. It's cool.
okay.
So, how long have you been doing concept art for?
Um, well. uh, I quit my job at 2013 and go get to school, and uh, and after that, after school, it was 1 year school, and after that, I become a concept artist.
You seem pretty experienced.
I'm just quick learner. That's it. Yeah, we are keeping to separate this stuff. Whoa, 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 from each other. Yep. Okay, and now we'll just merge this stuff. Mm, let's do it like this. I don't want to have this space in the middle, so I'll just do something like that. Good. Maybe there are too much reflection, but I don't really worry about it, just because we will put some kind of ground texture here, and that's it. As I mentioned, we don't need super set it up stuff for this concept, because it's not what we are trying to achieve, right? It's just, wait a minute. It's just a concept for 3D artists, so they understand what they will build. It's not a picture that you will show, for example, players or other people who are trying to find something beautiful in a game, right? Because what they will looking at is your final product in Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Ground, ground, ground. Building, good. Sky, okay. Sky, ski. Um, this one will be ground, building. But what I should take into account is that, let me show you, is that in my original concept for town square, not original, but this remake, we have this kind of long trees, right? So I will need to play with these trees together with this new building design. And I think I will put them here and there, like that. So they will work perfectly for this one, I believe. And maybe we will put some trees like that, because I have this kind of trees on other concepts for town square, if you remember. So this is what you should take into account on concept artists, because when 3D artists making foliage and trees and other stuff, we all trying to save money, save resources, and what is more important is that we are trying to achieve similarity in art style and in feeling and understanding of the space. So, as for example, if you will try to build a building right in a real city, you will go to main architecture in the city, like senior architecture, right? And he will need to approve your architecture to fit the overall feeling of the city. So, so you wouldn't have some, let's say, some crazy building near the, I don't know, some government buildings, right?
Yeah.
So and area overall should look nice and fit each other. So, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So to do it, architecture will try to achieve the similarity in styles and what we are doing in the games. Um, Usually in the games you're doing like, for example, if you're doing Elf Town, right, in some kind of RPG like fantasy RPG, all these Elf Town buildings will look similar. They will have like tall pillars, for example, these foliage motifs and other shit. And if you will do a dwarf town, right, it will be like super strong sound architecture with harsh lines. And the same for our town square, where we are trying to show that it's modern town, right? But it's small town with not such a big budget. So if if town government buying, I don't know who, governor or who, I don't know, mayor, if they are buying trees, usually they will buy the same trees from the same company, and that's why they will look similar in the same area. So, and in real life, it's really hard to find opposite situation. And in a game, when you're doing concept for a game like Identity, for some realistic game, if you're doing something that opposite to it, it will be weird for player eye to see, right?
Yeah.
So that's what concept artists should take into account. Let's get back to our sketch. I'm trying to find where were the lines. Actually, I kind of like this white color. What I will add is just some, I mean, like this bluish white color of this building as a main color. I will just add a bit of texture for concrete, maybe. Wasn't sure. Maybe it will be a metal panels, or maybe it will be solid concrete or painted concrete. And we will add some maybe water strikes or what like rain grimes, right? Something like that in some corners to show that this is a live building. So let's bring some texture to the ground, okay? If you don't mind. Let's get back to my reference folder. And actually, maybe we could use, just to save us some time. Maybe we could use something from the concept that I already did. Mm, no, nothing will fit. I really like this one. And this is actually, I believe, from the game engine, right? This texture. Yeah, this is the old GMC building here. Okay, and here will be, if you can see, there is, I don't know, it's parking entrance or something like that. So maybe we should take it into account too. Let's see. Mhm. Let's add texture grid. Texture grid, not texture grid. Like some perspective grid for me here. Just to help me. I don't know, Brandon. For how long you were aiming to have this stream? Like
Oh, just an hour in length, so
just an
35
hour.
more minutes. You don't
Oh,
have to complete anything in under that time. It's fine. It's just to chill out and show people your process. So far, it's looking really cool. This is the most involved stream we've had so far.
um, I was just thinking just maybe to stream a bit longer.
You may stream a bit longer. That's fine.
It's like I really, I really love my job. Like really, it could be really stressful, could be really unpleasant sometime, but I really love it. Like really love it. And sometimes when I'm in the right mood, man, I can.
Yeah.
I believe my first stream it was my first stream. I was streaming concept art. It was couple years ago. And I remember it was an 8 hour stream, like non-stop.
Oh my goodness.
I did three concepts simultaneously and was talking, and man, that was really good time. So sometimes when I get into this nice mood to work, I just can't feel time. That's why usually concept art is working with timer, because you have to control how much time you spend on some stuff, and to be sure that at the end of the day you will finish everything that's needed and not would have just one perfect piece. So that's why I'm talking. I was like, okay, we're already 25 minutes in, 26, and I'm like, nope. It's not enough for me. I want more. Okay. Mm. Maybe some paving stones. I don't know. Maybe some paving stones, or maybe like big tiles will work for floor. I really want to have this feeling of, oh, I like this one. Damn, I like this one. It's like rough marble or something like this. Let's try. I'm not sure. but let's try.
Sure.
Let's move something like this, just to break this repeatedness of white blocks. I'm trying to. Oh, I'm trying to break them like that, and I hope it will help us. Yep.
Sure.
And then they will look as tile texture, but who cares? And again, mostly these kind of concepts are done in the purpose to show the possibilities, right? Because you wouldn't have like final textures in these concepts, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
unreal to make like 2 hours concept art and have perfect textures and perfect geometry and all this stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
at the end, usually people doing like reverse view of the building because this kind of concept art like um, mostly done to show the mood and overall feeling of the area. They call
Yeah.
key shots, right? Like in a movie industry,
Oh.
you're doing key shots to show the mood and lighting of the scene that you are shooting right now, right? And the same for this kind of shots when you trying to show what's going on and how player will feel himself in this area. Boom, 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 boom. Mm, mhm, mhm. Пожалуйста. Good. Any questions to me? No, not yet.
Not currently. Yeah,
Okay.
if you guys have any questions about, concept art or anything, that this is the guy to ask.
Yeah, guys, please feel free. It's really usual for me to just talk while I'm drawing and answering questions because usually on my channel I'm trying to teach people how to draw and how to make a concept art. So it's a big part of my interest in this job. It's a big part of why I'm so happy to do it. Helping people is one of it. So, and usually concept artist community is so awesome that we all trying to help each other. So that's why this job is really cool. Join us. It's cost not much. just hundred,
Oh,
just $100 to
I have a
me.
question.
Oh yeah.
What's the most difficult thing you've ever had to make art for? Like your most difficult work, most challenging?
Oh guys, it was the most difficult because it was the weirdest one. Seriously, it was the art test,
Oh,
and art test is something that you, as concept artist, is doing to show a client what you can do, right? And
yes.
to be sure that you will fit your style will fit the needs of artist or of client. So so at the end, it was an artist, right? And man, the brief was it should be a woman, like design of a character, right? And it should be a woman, and she living in the dystopian world where cyborgs are like really part of the humanity. And actually, she was a pilot, and she crashed, and
Oh,
she lost her limbs, and
jeez.
yeah, and so she got a cybernetic limbs, and she should looks like a kangaroo, and she works as a scout or uh, delivery boy. and I was like, what? Seriously? And every new sentence, it was like, what? Seriously? Holy shit!
Oh,
Seriously?
that sounds very challenging.
Yeah, that was really challenging because this is actually the weirdest thing I ever did, like ever designed. Actually, why this job is so cool is because it's challenging.
Okay.
Because as I mentioned before, um, to draw something, you don't need much. You just need a 1 year of study and you will learn how to paint. Like me, before I get to the school, I never draw or paint anything. I spent 1 year and now I can paint, right? So the most interesting and difficult part in concept art is to thinking. That's what I like. Uh, like oh
S-
yeah.
someone is asking, where can they follow you if they want stream? Well, sorry, want to watch your streams when you're not on the channel. Where can they follow you on social media?
On social media, I don't know, ArtStation maybe. Let me let me see.
You stream a lot to the Good Game website, correct?
Yeah, and I actually stream to Twitch too when I'm streaming, so I'm doing restream. This is my ArtStation, and
Okay.
let me. And this is my Twitch channel, so you guys can follow me. I haven't streaming for a long time because I'm insanely busy, like seriously busy,
Okay.
and but I really love to stream. So hopefully I'll do it again.
Hmm.
Let's say that these windows have this dark dark surface, so they will they will reflect everything that's going on around, but darker, and they wouldn't reflect, I believe, in the shadow. So we'll fix it right now.
Ah.
So actually, um, drawing and painting is just a knowing of physics, of light,
Right.
etc. So it's really it's really not that hard to do. Let me think of it like that. Okay, I'll remove this one.
So, what kind of programs do you use usually when you're doing concept art type things?
So usually it's Photoshop, of course, um,
Yes.
and for environment pieces, sometimes I'm using Model for modeling. Uh, Model is 3D tool that really fits designer needs because it's really simple to work in, and don't need much like understanding of 3D. And I don't like, as I told before, I don't need like super working 3D model. I just need some blocks usually to work with, and that's it.
Ah.
So like this one, I just spent hour maybe or even less just to make this one, and that's it. Sometime I'm using ZBrush, and ZBrush is a really awesome tool for design too. So uh, if you, especially in nowadays where when 3D is super involved in concept art, um, if you want to do a concept art, learn ZBrush and learn 3D definitely. And recently I start to learn how to do proper 3D models and how to do proper textures. And I'm using Quixel for this one. Quixel. I know a lot of people love Substance Painter, mm,
Hmm.
and I found it maybe a bit over complicated for my needs. So I'm using Quixel and do Quixel, which allows you to paint textures in Photoshop for 3D models like on a fly, and it's really helpful.
Nice.
Okay, this one I like actually. The only thing that I don't like is the ground. Okay. And what we will try to do, I'll just add some brownish colors to it, and I will change levels. What happened? Yeah, like this. Why? Okay. 1 second. What can I do? Yeah, like this. Like it. And shadow will be like this. Cool. And my building. For my building, I'll add a small reflection. You can't see what I'm doing right now. Yeah, small reflection of this brownish color. Let's make it like overlay. This brownish color from the ground, because when sunlight hits the ground, it gets this brownish color, and it will reflect on the building. So this is the difference that it causes, and this will cause the richness of the texture. And luckily, Unreal Engine allowed to do it like really well, right? Back to
Yeah.
the ground. We will fix it a bit more. I think a bit like this. Okay, okay. Maybe desaturated a bit. Maybe it was a bit too saturated. Good. And what if I? Okay. Yeah, this one will work. That boy. Good, good. Now let's continue with the windows. What windows was this one? Yep. Good, good. First of all, I will delete all reflections here, and I will delete most of reflections here, like that. Good, good. Okay, and let's try to find some office building entrance. Oh, here. Sorry. Um, tak. 1 second. I'm not sure if I have something good here, but I will try to find. Come on. I bet there was a night. Yep, folder. Sometimes when you're not opening folders in Adobe Bridge for a long time, it takes some time to load images. Oh, Christmas, cool. I'm not sure if it will fit, but let's try. Why not? Okay. Just to show that these windows are actually nah, I don't like it. And um, and we need to remove this foggy effect. Oops. Yeah, she don't like that. Okay. No, I don't like it. So we'll just try to paint something inside. Maybe. Let's do it like really quick. Freehand painting, right? Why so dark? I'm curious, really curious. Why so dark? Ah, okay. Now I see why so dark. So, Miss Kuzi, we'll do another layer. And as I mentioned to John before, I want to have some, and I mentioned it to you too, as that I want to have some kind of cafeteria inside, and I want to show that there is this nice space inside, right? So
Yeah.
we'll try to do something really quick. Which kind of walls here and there? Oh, come on, my hand. Too stiff. Usually when you're
Yeah.
not warmed up, your hands are too stiff to draw.
Yeah. Do you have special stretches you do? Because you must be on the computer for long hours at a time.
Oh, I remember when I was in school and we were preparing to our graduation show. Of course, we all were like preparing our best works and etc. and like, doing like crazy stuff for long hours in a row. And there was a mail from our administration staff, school administration staff. They were like, guys, we all understand that you're drawing a lot, you're all preparing to final show and to show all your stuff because it's like big graduation show where a lot of people from big companies like Ubisoft, you know, Crytek, and all these guys trying to scout new concept artists for their companies, from like from DreamWorks and all this shit. So and they were like, guys, we all understand that you're preparing, you're doing tons of cool stuff, but please take care of your health too and try to stand up from your laptops at least once every 4 hours. Like, okay. Because we were like drawing like 24/7 non-stop. Like, seriously. I remember in this school I was sleeping, well, at the very beginning because I I can't draw and all this stuff. I was like sleeping 3 times a week. That that was tough. But
Jeez.
but it's only 1 year, so pays back.
Mm-hmm. What kind of tablet do you use?
I'm using really old Wacom Intuos 3 that I believe is the best one, and it's because of the tips. They are on the new tablets like Intuos 4, 5 Pro, and what they are right now. I don't know like what model they have now. Uh, they have a really nice surface that simulates paper, and they have these nibs that if you will draw like me, like 8 hours a day at least, they will gone with the speed of light. Like, seriously, you will change them every month, and it's awful.
Mm.
So for my one, like, it's never broken because I know that guy who have Intuos 4 and Intuos 5, they are broken like hell. Like, seriously, really fast. And for me, like, mine 2 or 3 works since 2008 with no problem. And I will definitely recommend this one.
That's good.
Because,
It's always good to have a, even if it's an older edition of a mouse or a tablet, as long as you're familiar and comfortable with it, it can be better than the new stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and actually it's ridiculously cheap right now. You can buy used one on Amazon like for 120, I believe. Uh, and I'm telling you, man, it will last like long, long time. And I actually have couple for them just in case of if one will broken. I don't know,
Nice.
shit happens, but it's never happened with me yet.
That's good.
So yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend. I know a lot on this guy. So works on you drawing on the screen and all the shit. And for me, I can't paint on them because in my brain it's extremely hard to have really small tip of the pen, bit, uh, and see how it paints a white stripes. Like seriously, I have a big problem with that. But if I'm drawing on mine tools, uh, I have no problem because I don't see a pen. I'm watching on screen, right? So it's just some kind of tricky brain game, I believe, for me. Can't fix it. Fuck it. Let's move on. And I want to make a frames. Somebody asked me something. Second. Тоже пойду, все равно речь плохо понимаю. Ребята, привет, сори, что это. Не отвечал, у меня закрылся чатик, я не видел. Сори, ребят. Guys are really sorry that they don't know English well, so they can't listen me that much. Yeah, no, it's not okay. People should learn English and other languages. It's really helpful. I know a lot of. Oh,
Your concept art is done. Are you also going to be modeling it in, or is that going to be somebody else's job to put it in the Unreal Engine? I assume it's someone else's.
yeah, sure. It's professional 3D artist because I'm super slow with this shit. Like super slow. Seriously. Like maybe this one took me like an hour or 40 minutes, but I believe for professionals it will be like 5 minutes deal. Because I saw how professional people doing 3D art, like they don't even need now, like this turnarounds. No, they don't need them because they just taking your concept art, reverse calculate camera that you use in your concept art. That's why perspective is so important for concept artists, and just
Ah,
straight from the paper they made a model like in a 50 minutes you have like a car, I don't know, like huge house with all details. Like what? And of course, these guys cost like a spaceship, man. I'm telling you. I remember I was working for one indie project, really small company with no budget, but they spent like really big amount of their budget for a guy like this because they were trying to work with indie 3D artists, and some of them are not so uh, open, I would say, and don't understand what is loyalty and what is to do job right. Because in nowadays there are tons of kids who just learning 3D and don't know a lot about business and what's your name mean for business, right? Like for me, I believe if I will fuck up one of my client, I will never have a job again. So I'm not doing it. And they have a lot of problem with guys like that. And after that, they spend some significant money for really professional guy. And actually, they have a problem with 3D artists who changing concept art because like proportions and other thing, and it start to look awful, right? So uh, for 3D artists, it's really important to keep proportion because design basically is things of managing proportions, right? Like if proportions are right, things looks good. If it's not, things doesn't look good. And young 3D artists don't understand that, and they trying to bring some details that they think will look cool, right? Some stitches and other shit. And you spending as concept artist, you spending a week doing some cool drapery on character, right? And after that, they just using Marvel's designer and don't put enough effort for it. They're like, oh no, man, what you drew is impossible in real life. Man, I don't give a shit about real life. It should look like it was drawn, right? Because people were paying money for that. Like, okay, I can't do it. So sorry. Or like,
Mm.
oh man, I'm so ill, I can't finish this project. Thank you for your money. Like, what? Oh,
Oh man.
seriously, that's the case in such situations, you know? It's like, okay, okay. And when you're indie, like small indie, like Identity have a like really nice sound budget right now, right? And if you're small and you have like budget of 100K,
Yeah.
man, this could be a deal that will broke your company, right? It's
Yeah.
really harsh. Where should be this line? Where is my sketch? Okay, somewhere here. Yep. I start to feel the magic that this shit start to look like a building a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We will fix the color a bit later. It's okay. For now, what's important is just to uh, make a shape because actually, especially when you're using Photoshop and actually for any other designs and any other process except marketing design, color is not important. Like if you take for example Ferrari, right, or Porsche, right, really nice cars, and Ferrari usually is red, right, and you will repaint it to gray, nothing will change because it's still really cool design. But for marketing design, things could be different because in marketing design, color means a lot. In marketing design, people are using color to call for some people needs or thoughts, like for example, red color to be scary or add sexuality, or some bluish colors for example, for kids ads, right?
Oh.
Where
Yeah.
you should have something soft and nice and clear and let's say peaceful, right?
Yeah.
So that's how they use it in marketing,
Oh.
and that's why
Interesting.
in marketing color is really important.
Yeah.
It's just really simple, uh, let's say simple words, but that's how I can explain it. Actually, there is a
I believe you. Yeah. I
the
think
big
red is very passionate and fiery, and blue is like calm and familiar. Like each color has its own purpose.
yeah. Actually, there are like huge science behind it. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, 1 second. Like you see, if you guys interested what I'm doing right now, you can see that. Mi scusi? Photoshop. Okay, you can see that here we don't have a big difference between these two sides of the building, and the geometry is starting to look loose or even missing here. So what I will do right now, I'll separate them with a bit of fog, and
Ah.
it will help 3D artists to understand the geometry and understand that this part of the building is further in space. Uh, as directors on a movie using the smoke machines on a shot
Yeah.
uh, to separate objects or to show you a far vista or something like that while they're a really small space right in front of them. It all
Mm.
helps to show geometry because in modern days in our world, if you for example watching a movie, a normal length of one frame, like not frame but one scene without
Yeah.
changing camera is like 3 seconds for a movie.
Yes.
If it's longer, it starts to look boring. I don't like this shit at all. I will fix it. So people who watching a movie or playing a game should get idea of what they're looking at in these 3 seconds, right? So that's why it's so important to have really nice reading shapes and understandable for people and all this kind of shit. Talking too much. Take a sip of
No, it's
tea.
fine.
hmm Okay. I'm gonna try to bring some texture to this white part of the building and see what it will looks like. Okay, if it wouldn't look good, we will just keep it as is and we'll add some texture of grimes maybe and other stuff to bring life to it. Some concrete maybe. What is та-та-та? Орешек. Проект Путина. Да, саламчик, саламчик, привет. Сори, что я отвечаю поздно. Заказной стрим. Yeah, maybe something like this. Too dirty. My favorite textures. This one. No. This one could work, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. Let me save
So it's
everything.
almost midnight over there, correct?
It's almost 1 a.m.
Oh, almost 1 a.m. Sorry you're up so late, dude. Where are you located again?
Right now I'm in Moscow.
Okay, nice. Jeez, I hope you don't stay up too late, dude. I don't want to keep you from getting good sleep.
No, man, it's okay. I'm telling you. I told you I was working. Let's say I was working on Walking Dead IP before, and I was
Oh,
getting to bed on like 5 a.m. every day. So it's okay. As I mentioned before, it's hard to be freelance concept artist.
yeah.
Like when you're working in house, man, you have tons of time. You can do crazy shit. Like you can sketch for days and days, and people will be like, "Oh, okay, this is cool. Keep working, keep working." And you're like, "Okay, no problem." I was working in house once. Like I wasn't uh, employed. I was like contract guy, but man, that was a like free roaming time. I would say. I still was like quite um, useful for team, right? Because I was faster than any counterparties they had. But it's not. It's like nothing against freelance because as freelancer you can't show shit, right? You always should
Mm,
show super awesome stuff and tons of stuff a day and la 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 la. And sometimes you have a multiple projects simultaneously and it could be hard. But this is a part of the job and this is a part of the deal, right? I was sitting in offices before I become a concept artist, and now I'm concept artist. Now I'm having fun. Not sure.
yeah.
Maybe something like that. Let's try to
Well,
let's try to put it in front of the town square shot that I did before, right? And we will see if it will work with other. Ah, come on! Seriously, with other building. Thank you. Um,
a lot of people in chat sympathize with you doing freelance work. They all understand that it's difficult to always be looking your best constantly.
yeah, and for these days, like it's not that hard anymore because right now I have like my pool of clients, right? Because I have guys like Identity, big project for me, and I really love to work on it. I have another really big project that people don't pay me at all, but I'm working on it because I really like this project. I like building the whole world there, and this I mean like I remember we were meeting with my friends recently, and someone asked me like, "Man, how are you searching for new clients?" And I was trying to answer, and I was like, "Man, I haven't searched for new clients like for a long, long time, because now I have the clients looking for me." You know, it's like now it's absolutely different. Okay. And when you are just, of course, when you're just beginning, yeah, this could be a really hard time because you should show your best at every moment, right? Hmm. Actually, actually quite okay, I believe. I just wanna, here I just wanna have a darker background for corners. You see how it helps to show geometry of the building.
Ooh.
Without this building, they are losing a bit. And when I have the like cityscape, I'll just to merge them. I will just add some line of bushes behind, and that's it. It will help.
Cool.
Yeah, I know what I need to find. Give me a second. Mm, I'll just go for it. Any
It is
questions?
5 o'clock, which is when we usually end the stream. But since you're in the zone, we can go. It's really starting to look great. We can go however long you really want to. Any time you have in mind?
I would like to spend a bit more time if you don't mind. You planning another streams on this channel?
Oh, every Tuesday and Thursday usually. If you're ever free for one of those.
No, no. I mean today. Maybe I'm
Oh,
just getting in someone time
no,
frame.
no, that's it. It's just the office. The guys are about to leave. I can stay later, but just curious. It's looking really cool.
No, man. Actually, if you really need to go, I can finish this one by myself. If you-
How's about this? We'll stream for until 1:15 your time, because it should be 1:03.
yeah, it's 103 right now.
Yeah.
No, no, it's not a
So
problem.
we'll
If
go
you need
on.
to go, go. Yeah, let's do it
Um.
in 10 minutes more, and it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. We can do 10 minutes more. That's fine. I'm in no rush.
Okay, okay. Really carefully. Sample layers, no? Man, I love this song that much that I will just add some sound for you guys. It's beautiful song.
Yeah, I was listening to your stream earlier on the Good Game, and you had some nice tunes.
This is I believe this is a part of the process. You should be in a mood. Should be in a mood. I'm not focused too much on interior right now, just to show that there is interior.
Yeah.
And maybe we will just add some, make it a bit darker or more bluish to show the windows. As guys were asking, like when I was doing the tattoo shop, like, are you going to make interior? Are you going to make interior? No, guys. Difference. Like to make an interior for the building, I need to make a plan of this building, right? The whole architecture to be sure that all my concept will fit into it.
Oh, when the stream is over, if someone is wondering, they can watch you after if you're going to be streaming later tonight or tomorrow.
Later tonight, no. I think no, but maybe. I don't know. Guys, I will do. I will do. I'm going maybe stream tomorrow, but I'm going to do something like that, like
Okay.
like pixel art, if you want. Small project I'm working on right now. But maybe tomorrow at morning it will be your night. But I will do some quick comps, uh, as I did earlier. Like we'll see, we'll see. Just follow my channel, guys, and if I'm online, I'm online.
Yes, it's nicotine
Tu. Let me really quick grab these bushes. I knew it. They are here. Okay. Mhm. Just want to be sure that everything in perspective and fits it well. What?
Oh, sorry, just hit my mic or something.
Okay. Some some bushes here.
Hey John, do you want to come check out how it's looking so far? We're gonna go for just a few more minutes, then cut it off. But it's the concept so far. I like the modern like poles and it's like floating outwards. It's pretty cool. Huh? Yeah, pretty smooth stream today. Not too many questions, but he got a few artistic ones, so that was fun. Yeah, I'm just right beside John right now, Alex. We're always
Mhm.
in the office checking you out. It's good.
Yeah, guys. Who was asking? I think I will do stop start and I will continue streaming this concept on my channel. I have a nice mood to finish this one. Don't like this one at all. 1 second. Not sure about this, but identity refs. Okay. Identity. A lot of people are trying to remove white background with magic wand and trying to add something with lasso tool. This shit doesn't work, guys. Just use layer options. Go to layer options and remove white from this layer. And that's it. good enough. Mhm. Let's do this one first. Whoops.
You really gave that tree some life when you brighten it up. It looks all, happy again.
Yeah. That's a small part of my job to make a little happy tree. Okay. Um. Nope. Nope. Really, really quick. And oh, wrong one. Mm. Okay. Um, just to show, what is this? Just to show our that we are in the middle of the square and there should be stairs. I'll just do one step here just
Okay.
to cut this geometry bit.
See you tomorrow, John. He's Ubering home.
Cool. He deserved it.
Of the
He
boss.
he did awesome job with setting all this up.
Yeah, I can't believe he did like almost all of this in just an hour. It looks like something that you could really learn from, and we could implement this because it looks very aesthetically pleasing. I really like the pillars that come down and how the top of the building shoots out. Bye, John. It's a very metro modern, and it's just nice on the eyes.
Yeah, guys on Twitch, sorry I'm not reading much. I'm just trying to do as much as I can before we finish.
Yeah, it is 5:15 now, guys, so we'll punch out in a sec. But you can follow Alex at I'll post his Twitch in the chat, nicotine_x. Um, we'll definitely keep you posted on his work as well as all of the other artists' works. Next stream we have planned for the channel. I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm going to try and get somebody for Tuesday. I'll learn more about that tomorrow. I'll be asking artists as per usual. And yeah, we'll go from there. But big thanks to Alex for doing this. I've never seen him do this live before, and it's a very unique process because we have a lot of 3D artists on the stream, but we don't usually see the concept art or the planning phases behind, what the 3D modelers actually end up modeling. I think that this redesign is looking very nice. It'll be cool to see this actually implemented in Town Square. I'm also curious to see who will actually be in charge of converting the concept art into an actual building. That will be something interesting to find out. But yeah, this has been a really cool process.
Yeah, man.
Alex's work is awesome, and definitely give him a follow if you guys want to see more of his work in the future.
Yeah, man, your art is doing some crazy stuff, implementing my concepts because it looks amazing. Every time I'm looking at it, like, oh my god, It's alive, alive.
Wow.
Let's make a copy, restore. So I'm doing stop, and I will start again on my own channel. Thank you guys who joined us. That was awesome to do this concert for you, and
Yeah.
awesome to have you all here and join us. Thank you guys.
Thanks so much. See ya. And yeah, it just looks great, dude. I'm happy. This is very well done. We had like 96ish viewers, I think, so almost 100.
Cool,
It's
cool.
good. Yeah. Thanks so much again. I gotta bounce because the boss has left already, and
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay, guys, and I'll be back in a second on my channel. So keep working, keep working. When you're going to bed, I'm keep working.
have a good night, everyone. Don't stay up too late, Alex. You gotta get your sleep.
Yeah, yeah. See you. See
All
ya.
right. See ya.